How you feeling, Yasir? Good. Again, just waiting for that breath. Tuning into the breath, so important. Okay, so I'm waiting for my spot where I can then bring up some more. Anytime I have a burp or whatever I need to do. Make sure I'm clearing out anything not picked up, so get back in tune with my breath. Wait for him. I'm thinking, okay, we're ready, almost ready. So then I'm thinking, let's either do my second run over here, or I could come down a bit further on my first run. And we're starting to get to that point where we can actually feel tension if we're a beginner. All right? If we're sort of energy insensitive.
Like, while you're doing the detailed points, would you also at the same time like do some broader strokes down the toe to kind of push things along, or do you focus on that?
Only if it's not moving, but it is moving. See how it is moving? Because it's coming out of it. So I would do that if it wasn't moving, but right now I don't need to.
Okay.
Yeah. But eventually I might. Yeah, I might, or I might do it with this and slide. But right now it's sort of, it's moving so, so much is moving with each individual stroke that there's no need to do that. So with some people like that. All right, again, waiting for that breath. I'm going to come back into here. Notice the depth that I'm able to get in here now without worrying him. Yeah? He wouldn't have been able to handle that, so I'm getting into layer deeper. Yeah. And there's obviously some emotions of frustration or something associated with that. Yeah. Let him breathe. How you feeling, Yasir? Must be good, eh? Yeah. Nothing like a nice, relaxing massage. Yeah. So we wait and we watch. Let's see what that does on the bigger picture. Doing well. Might come and do a bit of assisted breathing. See, I'm just thoroughly excavating that point. Like I say, I'd rather do a good job on that big toe, or at least that part, in a couple hours than fuck around with it.
9 more toes and 10 more fingers, Yasir. You can handle it.
The good thing is, he's in the mood, you know what I mean? He's in that right receive. He's just about, I'm ready to relax today. So look at him. Like, look at his face. He's just so much more relaxed. He's so much more in another world, isn't he? Look at that face, right? He's just in bliss. His energies are flowing. Probably never had such a, you know what I mean, Shivas or movements much. So again, we just let him breathe into it. Let him enjoy it. But without it, we don't want it, like I said, making him pass out or getting too dizzy. The dizziness isn't going to hurt him. Just let him breathe. Same patience and perseverance. Completely excavate how much tension, how many years of his life he's put into that toe. It's going to take a bit of time. And as I say, once we get more of that out, his neck will go more. Yeah, but it's not ready until we get more out. So notice his breath. He's calmed down a bit, right? Ready to stir up a bit more. I could then give him a rest from that band and then start to come down this one, just to give him a little bit of change, right? So I know he's tight in here. That's For you guys that can't feel the energy in this part of the foot, again, that can be your indicator. And you can act like a blind person, energetically blind person, where you're going, oh, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but at least I'll come from here and I'll make my way down. Draw a line. If you can't feel that, which everybody can, and come to the middle of the toe and think of it as a line.
But that's also another question, just with like exploring first with your fingers, because it's more tangible, the tension. Like
If you can feel better with your fingers than a chopstick, then use your fingers.
Yeah.
I feel better with a chopstick.
Yeah.
How about tiny fingers to go?
But see, there's a big difference, you were obviously, he's screaming. But did he pull his foot away?
He never said stop, he never said 10. He never tried to resist.
He didn't. See? That's a 10. More just your skill of emotional release, I think. Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's just probably a cultural thing, you know what I mean? You've been brought up that way, you know what I mean? Think, oh. You'll get over that. How you feeling, Yasir? Good. See? Good. It's more your stuff than his. You're just it's called projection. Yeah? You're projecting your stuff onto him. He's not worried about it. He doesn't mind screaming. I don't mind screaming. Put up with pain. Pain's fucking life. Part of life, I'd rather deal with a short burst of pain than the chronic effects of tension. It'll kill you and smother you and stifle your life force and make you want to kill yourself.
For sure.
What's that?
For sure.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Little bit of discomfort for long-term gain.
Yeah.
Long-term benefit.
It's like giving birth. That's what I always say, like giving birth. If you're a mom, how long do you dwell on the pain of the childbirth? Oh, for a while, yeah, okay, whatever. If it caused you damage, but otherwise get on and enjoy your baby. You know what I mean? Or just relate to the baby. Okay, so again, I'm just watching, right? See how I'm watching? I'm waiting. There's still movements happening. There's adjustments higher up. This is shifting energies higher up. I'll let him shift it. Still thinking about whether I'm going to crack his neck more. You can see he's thinking about his neck. I'm watching his breathing. Good belly breath, isn't it?
Very good.
Very good belly breath. Okay? Very, very good. Give him 10 out of 10 for his breathing, which is great, right? It means we can shift a lot with that breath, but it's also still limiting. He's at full capacity right now, still, right? You see how his capacity, do you understand about what I'm talking about? Full capacity with the breath there. If I stirred up more, it would cause like a traffic jam of energy. Can't come out, yeah? So I wait, but I watch, yeah? My attention is still there. Even though I'm doing nothing, my attention is still on him. That's a very important thing, okay? Focus and attention, even if you're watching. Even if I'm not doing anything. I'm not focused on the micro, I'm focused on the macro. How is he? How is he breathing? How is he processing? How's his head? How's his belly? And in between, how's his neck? Okay. That's why I teach you guys cervical manipulation, how it fits in with Raynor massage. Connection between the belly and the head. And the opening up of the channel of elimination, the channel of Sushumna, the whole spinal cord, obviously. Again, still processing, right? Because I went a little bit deeper that time. You could see I went in, and obviously, I couldn't have gone in like that to start with. That would have overwhelmed him, yeah? But because I've warmed him up a bit, we get into that, he's getting into the mood of releasing, he's able to let out a bit of a good scream there. You know, it wasn't amazing, but it was pretty good, you know? For him, it was probably quite good, you know? Some people don't scream much, you know? I scream a bit louder than that myself, but that's just me, you know? Maybe we'll get some better screams out of it. We don't know. Yeah. We're almost ready for a bit more. You never know what's inside somebody. Do you know what I mean? Again, I'm thinking, okay, while I'm waiting here, I'm going to come back just a bit more assisted belly breathing. And I'm watching the movement of his head and on his neck. Look at that. Pretty good. but still could be better, right? But notice that he's not holding it. You see how he's not holding his neck? It's wobbling with the body a fair bit. That's good. Notice his eyebrows. Are they the same as they were before? A lot's left there, isn't it? Okay, that's what I'm paying attention to. And his breath is deepening. So I think it's very important that you understand the techniques in the context of the bigger picture of the massage, right? Otherwise, using these powerful techniques will cause like a jam. Okay? So let's proceed. You good with proceeding, yes, sir? Okay. We wait for his breath. Still a couple of process. Again, not rushing. See here, I could even just allow myself time to look at the trees on the opposite side because I know I got a bit of time here to wait. And focus on my breath. Clear out anything I'm holding. Right? Because remember, we want to clear out our own, we don't want to be holding on. I don't want to be engaging with him in a tight manner. I want my limbs to be kind of loose. I want my mind to be calm. I want my spirit to be settled. Can do all of that while I'm waiting for him. Then I'll notice that, okay, we're getting there, we're almost ready. And then I could decide to use my thumbnail, or I could come back down and we go, let's go down this line. Give him a little rest from this line, even though we haven't finished it. We'll come back to that later, and we'll work this one. So we'll get him to breathe. You see how he's calmed down now? Get ready for a bit more. So we know then as we proceed, we did a good work over on that spot to uncharge it. We can come down into the. And we see how. It is quite musical. So a couple just decharging, and I went with his breath. I took the pressure off when he breathed in and then went deeper when he breathed out. Okay, so you might not notice that, but I did. And then, so I'm moving from there to come down this line. Okay. So again, this is why I would book him in for a 2-hour treatment on the big toe, right?
So you wouldn't do any opening like this in between?
Not yet, not yet, no. I've only just worked here so far, so I'd want to make a bit more progress. It doesn't feel like he's ready he still needs to get these areas cleared a bit more. That's why even he's not quite ready for more neck. I could feel when I feel his neck, that we got the ones that were going to go. Remember even yesterday when I was working on Jeremy? And at first I did his neck a few went, and I came in the middle, tried to do him, no, not going. And then at the end, boom, boom, boom. So you've got to be patient. So we've only worked here so far, just decharging that. So yeah, I'm not ready for the joint adjustments on it. Just let him absorb this, let him enjoy it. He's having a nice time. I'm having a nice time. Because in the meantime, I'm not having to work too hard here, right? I could have my time to look at the birds and you know what I mean? Just check out what's happening while he's breathing, but keep my main focus on it. Don't get too distracted or anything. It's nice to have a bit of nature out there. And then I come back and do some belly breathing. You can see he's starting to get a bit of shaking and shit happening. Might be some emotion, maybe come out. We just, check in on the macro. It is, but it is hard to understand. I understand it's a bit tricky to get all this down, Well, it took me a long time. Love the way his neck's moving. Look at that. You see how that? That's a good thing to look at. Big breath. This time I'm gonna bring his whole body this way a bit. I wanna see if these lower ones are gonna go. Again, big breath. And no. And again this way. And again. Yeah, one more. Start to let go. As I say, we're just getting into this toe. Just more breathing. But you can see where his consciousness is going. Watch the consciousness. How does it look how he's inhabiting his body, right? More chilled out, eh? Yeah. If you look at his face, look at his whole thing, right? He's starting to really let go. It's really nice. Okay? This is a nice move where it comes to joint adjustments. We can grab the bottom of the foot, of the heel, like this. We can have the foot up straight like this. We can get him to breathe in. Into the out breath. We can pull. Yeah? You hear that little pop.
That was the ankle.
The ankle, but it can get the knee or the hip as well. You can also do that just as a stretch at the end of the out breath. Kind of pull that, especially with the hip. You pull that out of it. All right? Of course, he's come down the table. Another nice move to do is this one, where we get the knuckle of the toe thing into this little groove of our hand, and this bit in here. We get him to breathe in.
Squeezing it.
It might be too tight. He might be too tight for this move. Yeah, I feel like it's, yeah, he's not gonna let me do it. But anyway, what I would do is this, and I would click the toes, but you can see he's far too tight for that. So I'll show you that move on somebody that when we're ready for it a bit. Okay, so I could, again, continue down here, or if I wanted to give him a rest, I could come in and do this one. As long as I know where I'm at with each of the bands and it's releasing, it doesn't, you can do that. You can alternate, you can move around, right? So should we progress with this one, do you think? Big breath. So I've come here, and now I'm coming here. I go a bit deeper, and then shake it. And then let it This is exactly how I would do an exorcism too. It would just be if there's an extra spirit in there, it won't be able to hide when you do this thorough work on somebody. Because the extra spirits will hide in tension. Anyway, if you get into that. You might not even voluntarily get into it. You might just have somebody that happens to. Quite an interesting field. I don't know, I was thinking of hanging a thing on my wall, but
Father Marin.
Okay, watching the breath. Has he processed what we've stirred up? It's quite different than a lot of massage in that way, isn't it? Yeah. And they would think rhythm and flow meant more to do with like oil and movement of the therapist instead of the internal movement. See, he's got a lot of internal movement going on. If you ask him, he's probably got chi fucking buzzing all through his body. So there's movement going on, but it's internal. This is far more important because it's about him. It's not about us. I'm not moving that much. Occasionally I nod my head up and look at the birds. I stand up and I pump his belly. It's nothing to do with me, right? It's not my movement and dance with him. A lot of massage with the kahuna, people get in that, it's all about, my flow and That's about closing. That's just under the answer showing off. This is about the internal flow. As you can see, a lot's flowing. And what it is, actually, if you look at it, it's the sewage systems working. The flow is the flow of shit out of it. Shitty energy, not real shit, or can be real shit physically. And definitely taking it over total. But it's just the flow of that. All right, who wants me to proceed with this and who feels like they understand it now?
So just on the toes,
So let's,
as it's talking to the terrible day. So you basically got your north side of the east west here.
yeah.
This side of the east